Forget everything else. Your friendship circle is one of the most important financial decisions you'll ever make. If you're around friends who all they want to do is enjoyment and persuade you to go and spend recklessly, that's what will happen to you. If you're around friends who are frugal and will pull you up and say, yo, what are you doing with that? It's so crucial. A lot of the problems that are happening in this world are because of men. When you look at wars, you look at violence, it's generally perpetuated by men. But we've created this world for women, whether you like it or not. Whether you look at planes, industry, buildings, it's us men who have done it. And it's the toxic men who have done it. The toxic men who are going into the ocean and the sea to sort out the oil rigs. The toxic men who are building aeroplanes and going into the plane and it drops and dies because we couldn't figure out how the propeller works. So it's us men who have built the skyscrapers. Us men have built this world. And it's the toxic men, not the pussies. The pussies may have had the brain and the intellect to design it, but it's going to be the toxic men. So you might get the intellect who will draw the drawing for the plane or draw the drawing for the building, but it's going to be the toxic men who go up and build it. The men who've got a screw loose. You got to think about a guy who's going up in a skyscraper, like the Burj Khalifa that was built. You got to think about, are you going up there?
No. Not for money, bro. No.
And all I want to say is just, no one's coming to save you, brothers. And even the guys our age, no one's coming to save you. And unfortunately, we respect power and money. And I always say that we're all going to have problems. But you know what the bigger problem in life is? When you don't have money to solve those problems. And I always say my greatest fear is turning for help and not being able to find it. There's nothing that scares me more. Then you ring someone's phone and they look at your name and they're like, oh, it's my man. And people forget, do you know how humiliating it is to even ask somebody for money as a man? Do you know how humiliating? So you got to think about how much of his ego has been bruised before he's even rang you and say, yo, cuz, I know he's putting it at the right time, but I'm kind of in a pickle. But women can do it willy-nilly. And us guys will go and give the money because we want to do big chest, we want to do Uncle Daddy. Yeah, man. I'm the big flexer, your guy, the big chief. Maybe my abada. All I've come today to say is just work harder. And if I cared so much about my mental health, I wouldn't be in the little position I'm in now. I live in stress and chaos, but what's the alternative? What's the alternative? You know, I go to West End almost 5-6 times a week and I see the disparity between the rich and the poor. I see it with my own eyes. I'm seeing the homeless people. I'm thinking there's a queue for Glastonbury. I'm seeing tents everywhere. And I get there and I realise It's not the case. And I sit there and I give to the homeless, okay? And I'm sitting there like, I remember one time a lady said to me that, when I gave a homeless guy money, she pulled me to the side and goes, don't you know what he might be using that for? You know, shouldn't you get him food? I said, let me ask you a question. Do you drink? She goes, occasionally. I goes, okay. Do you smoke? She goes, I do. I said, okay. Do you live in a house? She goes, yeah. Are you loved? She said, I think so. You are loved in a house with a job and you drink alcohol sometimes to get through a day or whatever it is, or you smoke to get through a day. How about someone else on the street? Why do you police them? Some of us have jobs and live in warm homes and we drink alcohol every night to go to bed. And then you're going to police somebody on the street. Do you not think they need some white lightning to get through that night? Homeless people, they might go and take drugs. You take drugs! You know the biggest people who take coke are all of these politicians, MPs. Who do you think can afford to buy a £50 ticket? Don't ask me how I know how much it is. Who do you think can afford to spend £50 on coke or £60 on coke? Who? These rich people are going through their day taking drugs, and then you've got a homeless man that you want to police on the street and say, I give them the money, whatever they're going to do is up to them. Even me sometimes, I tell you, back in the day, I was going to bed with Brandy, and I'm not talking about Ray J's sister. I was going to bed with Cavoursier. And that was me who had a warm bed to sleep in, let alone someone who's on the street doing Glastonbury. No, I'm sorry. Once again, nobody's going to save you guys. I'm telling you, you're going to have to work harder.
So what happens? Are we saying to these young guys, like, what, sub 25, put your mental health to the side and just work?
No, I'm going to say...
close your eyes and just work.
Put it this way, the balance is what keeps you average. Balance.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're going to do what the average person does and the ordinary person does, don't expect an extraordinary life. Like, you're going to have to put in the graft unless you're going to do a lick. If you're going to go and rob someone or rob somewhere or run away from the plug, or you're going to do what a lot of people do, set up businesses, increase the credit, take out the loans and close the business down. Like, a lot of people who have become rich have scammed people. A lot of people have scammed people and they don't tell you the truth. And I always say, how did I get Sion Dulwich. I got a loan. And how did I get a loan? Someone saw me and said, this guy makes sense. He works hard. He looks like he knows what he's doing. He does events. I'm sure if I give him some money, he can bring people to his own venue. Add value. The most important thing in this world is adding value. How can you add value into this world as a young guy? What can you do to add value? Get around people who are on stuff and try and add value into their life. The same way you met Chizzo doing Uber, you've added value into his life by coming to film. Add value. Nobody's coming to save you. And I repeat to you young guys, if you're doing 40 hours a week and you're complaining, go and do an extra 20 hours. Go and get another part-time job. I'm not doing all this moddy cuddling and babying. I'm not. My DMs, if I show my DMs, they're flooded with guys. And like the first thing I say to them is, how many hours do you do a week? That's my first response to anybody who's in my DMs complaining about something as a guy. How many hours are you doing a week? If I'm not hearing a minimum of 60 hours, please don't.
So some of the rebuttals I can kind of think of that come to mind when you're asking these guys why you're not doing 60 hours is, one, there's FOMO, so I'm missing out on all the parties, all the fun, all the great. This is what they say, innit?
Yeah,
so I could put this forward to you. And then the second thing is, I think generally the jobs that you can kind of juggle at the same time, the second job's going to be like a retail, it's going to be like a McDonald's, it's going to be a KFC, and generally those aren't jobs that, one, pay well, two, the working conditions they'll complain about because it's not a great job to have.
Cool.
And then the stigma of if your friends, for example, come in there and they're gonna.
Okay.
You know?
See all of that.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I was doing cleaning in the college that I was studying at. So I pretend I was leaving with everybody, and then I'll come back in and do cleaning. I don't see all of this caring about other people. I don't care. Like no one. It's one of the things that no one actually cares. No one actually cares. That we're so egotistical that we think the world revolves around us. Even when if I go to a restaurant or go to a retail shop and someone has a problem with me, my ego doesn't let me think it's about me. They don't know me. Something's bugging them and they're taking it out on me. Like for instance, like there's no amount of Ubering that Chizzo can do. He doesn't know any customers. If a customer comes in the car and is rude to Chizzo, he doesn't know the person. Chizzo might say to someone, good evening, they don't respond back. It's not personal.
It happens all the time.
Just carry on driving. Chizzo can decide to get angry. Okay. Right, you do 3 plates now. No, film this, please. No spot. Wow, this 3 weeks have changed you. No spot.
Where's?
He's been living like a criminal. I told him he lives like a prisoner.
This guy being disrespectful.
Usually usually he'll text me on the side and say, spot me please. So he doesn't want everyone to know, so I just go behind him and be like, oh no, I don't need a spot. And I'll be like, let me just help you. And he kind of acts like he didn't want the spot. He didn't even text me. He didn't text me.
He lives like a prisoner, bro. Inmate C4150. Please do the bench.
Just living my life, man. Minding my business, living my life.
He wakes
bro.
up and trains like Jason Statham, bro. No shirt, doing pull-ups.
Living my life, bro.
Like he's in a film. Like he's doing Too Fast, Too Furious.
You know?
Just living my life.
Can we put the roll plates on?
Huh?
Can we put the roll plates on?
The what?
The roll plates.
Oh, yeah, these are dummy ones still.
Bro, no spot.
Okay. Just living my life quietly, man.
It's not even chest day today, bro. Why are you doing that?
Bonus round, man.
Yeah, see, I knew it. How did I know?
Summertime's coming.
How did I know?
No shirt season. You know, when we're on holiday, be ready. The flex is real.
You going on holiday?
Huh?
You going on holiday?
Maybe sometime this year. But even circling back to what you're saying, I saw an old clip of Doneo that popped up on my feed yesterday actually, and they were talking about when Doneo was at the peak, when partying hard was everywhere. Then people would see him and he said he was working a car phone and he had another job at the same time. He had 2 jobs. And people would see him and they'd be like, oh, any Doneo? And he was like, yeah. Then he said, he goes, you know what's mad, yeah? People would say that and they was carrying on with their day like normal, meaning no one cares. But people have this perception of if you're seen a certain way, you shouldn't be working a normal job. You get what I'm saying? That's why a lot of artists,
Look at Bashi.
Yeah.
Driving his
was
bus.
driving a bus, yeah.
While he was Bashi.
While he was Bashi, you know what I mean? But now look at Bashi. He just won a mobile
People
the
care
other
too
week,
much.
you know what I mean? But he was grafting to get to where he is now. He's in big Hollywood films, he's at the top. But while he was still grafting, he was working a normal job. But people have this thing in their head that because you're so and so, that everyone sees you on TV, everyone sees you on the internet, you're not meant to be working. Like, no one's coming to save you. What? You just sit at your house and you just put a Cash App thing in your phone, and after every episode, say everyone just send me $5 so that I can live a high life. I think you know what it is as well with people, yeah. The internet has, especially like TikTok and Instagram, has messed up a lot of people's heads. So like someone in your age group is probably seeing like a whole bunch of boys like Eden, ordering Azul, seeing who ordering Azul, yeah, seeing all the girls on their table, and thinking, right, I want to live like that. And it's, you know, it's making them feel sad because they can't afford that. And at the time when everyone's partying, that's probably the time that they have to go work. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, just focus on yourself, man. Stack your money up, grind, get a few friends that are similar to you, figure out what you don't want to do as a group, combine your money together, and level up together. Instead of while you're at home now and you're not paying as much bills at your mom's house, you're splashing it on some babe at Eden.
Now, and I said this before, one of the best financial decisions you'll ever make, I repeat, one of the best financial decisions you'll ever make is the friendship circle you belong to. I can't stress how important that is. Forget everything else. Your friendship circle is one of the most important financial decisions you'll ever make. If you're around friends who all they want to do is enjoyment and persuade you to go and spend recklessly, that's what will happen to you. If you're around friends who are frugal and will pull you up and say, yo, what are you doing with that? It's so crucial. And once again, no, I just want this to be the message droned in your head. You're a man. In 2025, nobody cares. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody. The load that is on you as a young guy trying to make it, I'm 40 and I still haven't figured it out. And some of you young guys, I think you should have figured it out by 24, 25. Mate, I'm still blagging it. I know men in their 50s, 60s still blagging it. No one's figured it out. There's 60-year-old men now who've got baby mums. They had sex at 60 and they've got a kid on the way. No one ever figures it out. It's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. So don't be too hard on yourself. But I'll be hard on you if you're coming to me for advice and you're only doing 40 hours a week. I tell you it's not enough. That you're gonna have to do the extraordinary.
So what am I doing with this extra money? So I've got the second job. I'm making 3 bags now.
Okay.
I've got an extra 6 bills. What am I doing?
Okay. I tell you what it is. First of all, you have peace because you have a cushion.
Okay.
That's the first part, is being able to think. When you've got a scatterbrain and things and you're stressed, you can't think. You're in survival mode. You can't think. You're not a nice person. So I think the first thing is to have a cushion where you can save at least £500 a month. At least that's a good close to 6 grand or so a year. You're on your way to something. Do you know what I mean? You've got a bit of peace. They always say you should have a 3 months worth as an emergency fund, at least. I would say 6 months, and that means you can cover your bills. So if you get sacked from work, you're not scratching to find another job. And you have a lot more pulling power with your employer and your new employer when you don't need that job. When you can say to your employer, well, like, you know, I can leave, you know, like I've got a better offer over here. And when you don't have a better offer, that's when you're in problems. So when you're saying, what do you do with that extra money? I say invest in yourself. Go and learn a trade. You can go on a project management course. There's so many little courses you can go on to increase your salary by little. Just do something, learn something. That's the only way you're gonna be able to increase your salary. Like one lady I know, she's now a virtual assistant. She went on Indeed, she's getting paid £20 an hour to do 20 hours a week. That's an extra £200 a week she's earning. That's £800 a month. Sorry?
That's extra 400 a week.
Is it, wait, 20 times 20, sorry, that's 400, sorry, that's 400 a week.
Yeah.
That's 4, 8, 12, that's £1,600. She didn't go on no course to learn that. She just applied on Indeed and she got the job. 20 hours a week. Like, you're gonna have to do it. Now you might argue and say, oh, she's already got a full-time job as she has. Now she's doing an extra 20 hours. When's she gonna have the time? No one's coming to save you. You're gonna have to figure it out. I'm sorry. Even if you want, even some of you guys are doing gym. I'm not saying you shouldn't go and get your PT qualification, you should. But some of you guys are in the gym talking to all these girls. Go and do some fake PTing. Every day is knack. Want to whack bomb. Go and do fake PTing, charge her £20. Do like, you gotta figure something out. All this moaning and you're doing 40 hours a week. I'm not buying it, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm not here to hug you. I'm not here to hug you. And then some guys, oh, you know what, I suffer from imposter syndrome. You're there moving baddies, you don't have imposter syndrome. When it's time to go and move to that girl, you go and move to her. You're not shy then. But now it's time to go and speak to a guy to network. How do you network? You don't have to talk to people. But when it's girl, you're on a knack. You can go to the bar and talk. But now it's time for your life to go and make money. How do you get into circles? How do you talk to guys? Paddy? Are you virgins? I'm not even buying it for one second. If you're not putting in those hours, allow me in it.
Well, you mentioned about upskilling, right? And you mentioned, I think, about getting a trade. So
Could be any, yeah.
yeah, so no, so these trade courses now. So again, another rebuttal they might say is it's going to take a long time. It's going to take a long time to get qualified as an electrician.
Do you know my argument to that is?
Patience.
Whether you go and take that course or not, 2 years is going to go by. When people say to me, I don't want to go back to uni again, don't go. The time's still going to move. Whether you decide to take that course today or not, 2 years is going to come and you'll be in the same place. Or you can do the course now and 2 years will come and you're in a better place, hopefully. So when people use time as their argument, I don't listen to it.
Like lockdown, yeah, started 5 years ago. Some people are still stuck there. 5 years is gone. You get what I'm saying? A lot ain't changed for a lot of people. So, like Gav said, if you start now, you'll be in a better place in 5 years. If you don't start now, 5 years is gonna come. Then you're gonna still be making the same complaints that you made today. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Time goes so quick, bro. Like, time goes ridiculously quick. These days I feel like I sleep, I wake up, and it's like the day's gone. I sleep, I wake up, the day's gone. It feels like, I don't know, I feel like the past 5 years has been on fast forward. You know, like when people are like, oh yeah, the day's dragging. Not for me, but I wish I could add an extra like 3 hours just so I could put that towards sleep or something. Because the day just feels like it's on fast forward. But yeah, you could even realize from now, no one's coming to save you, or you're just gonna stay complaining about life not giving you what you want. Or even that, find a girl on the same kind of salary as you lot do Voltron together, go 50-50, and hopefully she don't treat you like a roommate.
That's a stressful life, bro.
Hopefully she don't treat you like a roommate. Hopefully she loves you for you.
I hope so.
I hope so. Then life will be, you get me? Then life might be it might be not that stressful because now both of you can save together. You get me? Like the other day when you was talking about if we had like a joint account for the bills and all of that, and you would say, what were you saying? That certain women they don't want to agree to that.
Of course not.
Yeah. So Gabs is like, if in a couple, no matter how much he's making or she's making, they put together to cover the bills, the rent and all of that, then at least they got savings. And you can do whatever you want with your savings, I do whatever I want with my savings, but at least, you know what I mean? Some women are like, nah, they're not willing to do that.
Yeah.
That the man should take all the responsibility.
Okay.
So it was like, oh, so we're gonna do your money. Like, what is it for? What's your money for? Is it for you to maintain yourself?
It's for her, bro. It's for her.
Good luck.
It's for her. But then
Good luck.
in the same breath, you've got two people living together
Yeah.
who used to be together,
Yeah.
and the exes now, but they're just living together to pay the bills.
Yeah,
That's hard, man.
that's hard, man.
Go make money, bro.
I know quite a few people stuck in that situation as well.
Yes, the God
They
forbid.
bought a house together.
So what happens if
Down
you
the
want to
track.
bring like a girl home or something? You can't.
Huh?
You just can't. You can't bring a girl home.
No,
Can't.
you can't. You have to go to a hotel.
And I've got to spend extra bread because I live in my.
Or the
That's
back of your
crazy.
car.
The back of the car. I don't do that, but I don't know.
do that still.
Allegedly, you can park in B&Q and do it. I don't know.
B&Q.
Allegedly.
But yeah.
My thing is, no one's come to save you in it as guys. So you young boys, I just want to join in your head. No one's come to save you. No one cares. No one has empathy. Okay. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to just sort yourself out. Do more hours. Go and learn the trade. And go and network. Be around people who are influential. Don't ask me how do you do it. When you need to go and talk to a girl and waste her life for 6 months, you know how to do it. You don't need help. So go and network. Get yourself around people and become valuable. Become valuable. Find out what someone's doing and see how you can add value. Oh, so you do a lot of this. Okay, so you've got a restaurant, you've got hairdressers. You don't really do much content. How about I film some of this for you? You can do it on your iPhone. Just add value somewhere and make some extra money. I said, that lady, who's now doing 20 hours extra a week as a virtual assistant. She's taking on £400 extra a week. She's doing 60 hours now. That's the difference. Get an extra job. It might not be £20 an hour. It might mean you earning £14 an hour, £15 an hour. But do the extra 20 hours. That might be the equivalent of an extra £1,200 a month. I don't want to hear any of you guys in my DMs asking for help or telling me you're struggling, you're only doing 40 hours. I'm sorry.